So, once again, I will show you like one of my earlier photos. This one is an earlier picture that I did trying to do like a painting but digitally. Yeah, a digital painting. I did a pretty good job. It took me a while to get this just right, but I was still not happy. And I did two different versions of Finn at the same time. One took a little bit longer than the other, but yeah, the horrible one I just didn't like. And like with this one, yeah, I like certain aspects of what I did, like the eyes. I did pretty well with the hair, but when I try to do a different version of her, it just didn't work out. Like here with Finn, um, this one it just went completely wrong. It just did not work. It looked flat and whatever, and his face just looked too fat. But the other one looked fine. And those are the examples that Procreate already had. So, yeah, I'm making myself a new canvas. I have no plans of what I'm going to be doing. I wasn't sure if I was going to try to paint or whatever. But I needed to do was make two layers. The first layer was going to be is kind of like my background, and I wanted to do was add like a paper texture. Um, when I was recording this, I didn't realize at the time that um, why it wasn't you know working for me. And I did this a couple of times. You'll see. Um, I did check on it to find out, like within my images, it just specified that it was saved in, in the cloud, iCloud, and it's not technically accessible on my iPad. It's like kind of fucked up. I had that little circle with an eye in it. Yeah, yeah, that's why it just didn't work. And I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, I did this like a couple of times until I just kind of gave up and just said, yeah, screw it. I'm just going to do something. I don't know what I was going to draw, but yeah, it was just simple sketches. Um, the thing is that a lot of times people get afraid to create something and it doesn't come out perfect, or one thing or another. Sometimes you just want to just sit and doodle and draw, but your mind comes to a blank and you're just like staring at this white canvas and you're trying to think of like, what am I going to draw? What am I going to do and stuff. Yeah, these are my brushes that I did. Um, they happen to be up on my shops. The link is in the description. So okay. Um, anyways, yeah, I really never had was an actual plan of you know I had was an inkling of an idea about what I wanted to do, but nothing went really well. You know, um, like a lot of art classes, they'll tell you never to start with the hair like this. I just said, just start doodling. It ends up looking more like hair and whatnot, and I just kind of worked with this. Just work out a phase, whatever it is. It ends up coming into being about what it wants to be. Yeah. But yeah, I really didn't had any plans, and I just started seeing certain shapes and whatnot. So I just kind of worked on the hairline and stuff, you know, to even it out to make it a little more presentable and stuff. And of course, the face is blank right now, but yeah, they'll also tell you don't do it like this, you know. You should have the guidelines and you should never start with your eyeballs, you know, like this. They'll tell you don't do it like that, you know, because you're more likely to screw it up. The head's tilted, and, you know, you have to understand the human head is three dimensional, it's rounded. So, human eyes are not actually perfect or truly symmetrical. There is a little offness with how human eyes are. And you have to understand also the reason why I didn't continue drawing the eye over the hair. Well, the hair is supposed to be in front of the eyeball. You know, it's hanging in front. It's not like the eye is like this floating thing in front of the hair. No, but yeah, they'll tell you don't draw in this manner. Don't start with the hair or start from an eyeball or that you're supposed to do is map out guidelines for the face. A central line and several lines that depict where the center of the eyes are, the bridge of the nose, the mouth, the lip, the chin, stuff like that. The lower lip, and sketch out like the shape of the head, where the ears are going to be placed, which mainly the hair here covers most of that, and then I put in shadow and stuff. Yeah, and I'm just only messing around. Nothing about this is taken seriously or anything like that. But from my years of drawing, you know, I can start drawing from any point. I usually do is start from the center of an eye and then build out from an eye to the whole entire face and the hair and stuff. The other times I just start drawing the hair. And then I draw the face and the rest of the body, you know. I usually end up drawing in my way that works for me but pisses off a lot of people that studied drawing and stuff. They get fucking pissed off of how I do it. And same thing with a lot of art teachers got really pissed off because of the way I did it and telling me like while having a conniption fit, oh no, you're not supposed to do it that way. No, no, no. Like, yeah. And if this was like hand drawing stuff, I usually would smudge with my thumb and hand and stuff, and I would get smoother lines and the shading and stuff, so it would be more gradual, so it would look more realistic. That's what I normally do, but I'm just using is the my pencil brush thing, yeah, and yeah, I can tilt it on the edge and get like kind of like a light smudging of the pencil mark. You'll see on here. A lot of people tell you that you shouldn't work too up close constantly because you start losing perspective of what you're looking at. A lot of times when you're too zoomed up into one spot, you concentrate on that one little section and the rest of the face will look all wonky. It's not just with human faces, it's also with other drawings. You will have one close up section that looks really good, and then when you zoom out, the whole thing looks all wonky. But if you zoom into each section where you were working on, it looks fine until zooming out to see the whole entire thing. It looks all goddamn wonky. Yeah, but this also has the same problem when people get too close to their drawing, like up to their face, and and concentrate on one section and not walking back and seeing what they did. And the same thing with paintings and sculptures and whatnot, But with enough study of actually learning on how to do this, and the easiest way is from trial and error. And you'll start noticing, what you did wrong and what you did right. And I never liked any of these drawings that I did, right here. These are just simple sketches, so it's nothing too serious. Here, again, I start with the hair, and I just kind of had no real plan about what way the human head was going to be. I'm just like quickly sketching it out. I don't even know the gender or anything or whatever. I'm just like, I don't know. And I try to do this like kind of like profile of the head, the neck, the shadow. But I end up like this. I wasn't sure if I was going to tilt the head one way or another, or was I going to have the eyes more realistic or have an anime or something. Yeah, I didn't put in the nose yet or anything like that or shape it correctly. I just kind of did was a brief, outline, trying to scribble it in. That's kind of what this was, just kind of a quick scribble. Nothing too serious, like nothing to get really upset about or care about, you know. Just and I wasn't really too happy with the nose and the mouth layout, and the face or whatever. I just like nah. I just didn't really care for it. I just didn't know what to do, so I go, okay, let's just erase this shit. So I start erasing. I didn't bother to mess with the brush and whatnot for the eraser, so it's like, let's just continue redoing. Then I noticed it kind of uh, looked like a mustache that was already there. So I just go, fuck it, mustache. Put a lip and kind of make it cartoonish, and then I was like, facial hair, uh, you know, the beard and whatnot. Yeah, nothing too serious. But yeah, I just still didn't like it myself. Um, I didn't know what to do. Yeah. So, anyways, like about my brushes and stuff. Uh, the unrealistic ones. Well, I did those because I saw was a comment online. I don't remember where, but this one lady that commented, she specified that um, she didn't really like the art, like art programs and stuff like Procreate, because the brushes that she kept on finding online were just too realistic, and she's more used to uh like how you know digital art programs used to be back in the 90s, where the brushes were not realistic. They add this artificialness. So that's what she was looking for, something that was more akin to the old style of, like Photoshop and whatnot, that had was the artifacting and not the real smooth lines, because it looks smooth from a distance, but when you zoom up, you'll see the jaggedness of it. So I say, what, let's try to create that effect, you know, to where it looks pretty smooth or whatever close up, especially with diagonal lines. And then when you zoom in, you'll see it's all jagged and shit. I try to create this kind of set of brushes to be pretty unrealistic, but no matter how I change some of these brushes, they all kind of look exactly the same. Even though that I changed the values, I changed, you know, the brush shape and stuff like that. And I got some pretty good looking brushes, and two of my brushes, um, I don't know what the hell that I did, because I made one and then I copied and then just kind of messed with it. With both of them, I didn't know what the hell that I did, that they make straight lines. So I just put it in the description about it that they're great for, straight lines. I have like two of these Unreal brushes that are really good for straight lines. It still has that weird jaggediness, of artifacting and stuff. But you can also do curves and whatnot. Just make your straight line hold the line as it is, of the other point, and you can start bending it in points. But it takes a while to figure out how to do this because it's not really intuitive, and um, I was messing around like fucking with it, you know. But yeah, so two of those brushes are just for basically making straight lines, the straightest of straight lines. That I put in the description about it. Within these, yeah. Anyways, the other brushes within that pack, yeah, I also did was like, uh, you know, pencil brushes that were more designed to look you know, like the like the earlier Photoshop um, or Medibang. Actually, I did was create a Medibang style, pencil, and I put that in there, and then I just kind of tweaked it a few times and whatnot to get the variants and for a pencil that's based off of the Medibang pencil. And same thing with the paintbrush. I decided not to put a good texture on it on purpose, so I wanted that weird artificial digitalness of it. So, and that was also based off of the basic, Medibang, watercolor brush, you know. And yeah, with this drawing here, it's just a quick doodle of an idea. I just really did not plan out, and I just kind of like, okay, let's put some guidelines. I'm drawing like the hand and the arm, and just placing things out, because you can see like, oh yeah, I shaped out like where the head's going to be and all this, and the other arms and twisting of the body and the limbs. Yeah, in this kind of really strange pose, which I've done this kind of a pose before multiple times in very similar ways, especially for like a kind of a weird, you know, profile for like a superhero of some sort or whatever. Mm. But this one's going to be like like a sailor suit girl, has her sailor fuku on, you know, because put a skirt on, but yeah, I never really finish it. It's just a simple sketch. I might actually go back and finish this, but when I do, I'll just show you like, okay, here's what I did while I'll probably make another one just showing how I did this, to finish this little sketch here. Um, yeah. I also go back to the whole thing with my digital brushes. I did was also another pack early on. Well, actually, a couple. They're up on my shop's link in the description about them. Um, One is my uh, brush set that's for making comic books, manga, whatever. That's basically what I use, Bailey. Those are the brushes that I've created that I tailored to my own liking and stuff. To I'm meticulous about a lot of stupid shit, so I want it to look and feel as realistic as possible, which kind of pisses off some people that don't like that. But I happen to like, you know, certain things the way they should be to me, what they should be in my mind, how it should look and feel and stuff. That's why my pencils are not like super black or whatever. They are supposed to look like graphite pencils, and my inking brushes are based off of actual dip pins, or also called school pins and stuff like that. Um, the pins that have the little metal nibs and stuff, and you dip it into, your ink bottle, and it becomes like a kind of its own little hassle because you have to practice with this of how to do that, and you also have to get over the fear of making a mistake or catching the, t- the tip of the nib on the paper and splattering ink everywhere. Yeah, that's going to happen, and over time you're going to try to work on how not to do that, and you have to hold it a certain way, making sure that it doesn't smear or spread or whatever. And you basically, with that, you have to take your time with it. You can go really fast, but what sucks that is that you have to keep on going into the ink, you know, kind of breaks up your flow, but it also gives you a chance to do is look at what you did and where you can change it. And I happen to like the messiness of it myself. Well, we're almost at a close, so um, take care, everybody. See ya.